music up. Shalom. 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 Shalom to the family. Shalom to the children of the true and living power. It's been a long time. Well, at least it feels like it's been a long time. But I give all praises, glory, and honor to the Father. Seeing another day. As well to the eternal Mother, who I like to call knowledge and wisdom, Mother and Father. Giving praises to the Son. Honor him. And yeah. We about to get this thing rocking. No more time for small talk. If you want small talk and want to hear what you already know, this is not the channel for you. Say it again. If you want to hear small talk and hear what you already know, this is not the channel for you. Okay? It's not the channel for you. Like stated in my title, I call it the celestial work. The celestial work. I got a couple of questions on the board. Y'all hear noise, never mind. That is my 1-year-old, causing havoc. But got a couple of questions. As you can see on my board. One, who is the Son of Man? Who is the Son of Man? Of course, everybody believe they know who the Son of Man is. So we all going on what we've been taught by man, not by the Spirit, not by the Father, not by the Son. 2, who is the God of Jacob? Okay? Who is the God of Jacob? I'm going to show you how those two questions match. Who and what? Number 3. Who and what is the twin flames? Who and what is the twin flames? Okay? That's where we're going to step it up. You already says I got the precepts laced and ready to go. So I know he's been telling most of you to go back into the Old Testament. Go back into the Old Testament. It's okay to be in the new. Don't get stuck in the new. Because then you'll look like a Christian. You look like a Sunday church-going servant. Okay? And we know better than that. We know the church is you. All right? So, wait till a couple drop in. I don't know. Maybe YouTube, Facebook doing their thing again. Yeah, I came to shit on your parade. I did, no lie. I did. Guilty as charged. Yeah, I came to take a dump on this day. This day that y'all make holy. is an abomination to the Most High. This holiday that is celebrated is built upon a bloody house. It's built upon dead bodies. You're giving thanks for slaughter. They're going to slide over here. Therefore, who was my ancestors, by the way? Therefore, I will shit on your parade. So, that being said, we're going to get this thing rocking. Give it a little bit. Give it a little bit. But we're going to get this thing rocking. Oh, yeah, okay, we're right to it. We're good. All books on deck. So whoever want to join, all books are on deck. However y'all want to preset. Waiting. Patiently waiting. Whoever is in the live, I would greatly appreciate, thumbs up, like, anything. I never know Facebook or YouTube will be doing to my live stream. Whoa, dude. Matthias. No. You see him? No. No. You just waste the whole roll of paper towel. Hold on, y'all. Play with that. Okay. Here we go. Kicking this thing off. Kicking this thing off. I want to start in the seal portion. And then from such a high degree of learning, we're going to break it all the way down to the foundation of where it all started. Just a precept. Just to precept. Ladies and gentlemen, just a precept, okay? So here we go. We are in the seal portion. We are in the seal portion. Chapter 63. And in the seal portion of chapter 63. And I want to start at verse 6. It's so good everywhere. Dude. Okay. Thank you. Can you give me those two? Give me those two. Give me those two. Thank you. Well, he created the mess. Thank you. Appreciate your service. Thank you, sir. Now, can Daddy do his teachings, please? Are you going to behave in class? Yeah, I got to teach what I put up on there. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, here. That's yours. All right, take that. Go on, get now. All right. I think I'm going to start. Trying to get a good gist of it all. Ah. 64. 64. So we're in chapter 63, and I'm going to start at verse 64. All right. Without further ado. All right, turn it down. It's overlapping. I don't want to be talking over your video, my boy. And I saw the heavens open, and the Lamb of power, the Lamb of God, descending out of heaven, and he came down and showed himself unto them. Okay. And I also saw and bear record that the Holy Ghost fell upon 12 others. that the Holy Ghost fell upon 12 others. And they were ordained of God and chosen. And the angel spake unto me, saying, Behold, the 12 disciples of the Lamb, who are chosen to minister unto thy seed. And he said unto me, Thou rememberest the 12 apostles of the Lamb. Behold, they are they who shall judge the 12 tribes of Israel. Pause. What's going on here? Behold, they are they who shall judge the 12 tribes of Israel. Therefore, the 12 ministers of thy seed shall be judged. Therefore, the 12 ministers of thy seed shall be judged of them, for ye are of the house of Israel. And these 12 ministers whom thou beholdest shall judge thy seed. And behold, they are righteous forever. For because of their faith in the Lamb of power, their garments are made white in his blood. I'm going to show you just how all this fits. All this fits in the Old Testament. More than the New. More than the New Testament. All this fits more. And now it is expedient that ye understand the significance of the number 12. And the similitude in which the Lord uses this number to call those who preach his words unto the children of men. Behold, I have already explained unto you in this record that in the kingdom of the Father there are 3 degrees of glory, and in each degree there are 3 degrees. Therefore, there are 9 degrees of glory or planets, wherein the children of the Father shall dwell in eternity. Now, to each of these planets, the Father will assign 2. Okay. We're going to get to the bottom of it. It's a particular name. You're going to see perpetual saying in the Bible. It's all throughout the Bible. But they messed with it, right? Hardcore. They kept one in there and took the other one out. I wonder why. Okay? Let me read it again. Now, to each of these planets, the Father will assign 2, who shall be in authority over these kingdoms of glories, and assure that the laws are abided by which are set for each kingdom. And for this same reason, both Jehovah, the Christ, and Michael, the Holy Ghost, were given authority in the beginning and became part of a Holy Trinity, the Godhead spoken of in Romans chapter 1. The Father being the first, And these other two being in authority according to the eternal laws of heaven under the Father. If you can see what's going on now at a rapid rate, you see these celebrities saying things that none of the people are catching and paying attention to. These celebrities are now speaking of universal law. Nobody find that funny? The one who was doing it out loud got executed real quick. And they want you to think that he died for nothing. No, he died for a way bigger purpose than what most can comprehend. I'm talking about XX Extension, whatever, however you say his name. Okay? He was speaking of universal laws. Did he do? No. Was he a sinner? Yes. But aren't we all? This is just a testimony of how power works through darkness. Okay? Any way he gonna do it, he gonna do it. Any way to get the message out, he's going to do it. Okay? We should know that by now. So, when it reads, in these other two being in authority according to the eternal laws of heaven under the Father, we're talking about a father and his two sons, a king and a prince and a king. King being Jehovah, not Jehovah. We saw what I think the Oscars. No, the Grammys. Yes, the Grammys. Whatever they stupid event is called. Hova got praised. Everybody was giving reverence to him. So they're playing ceremonies and psyops right in front of your face. And most can't see it because most disregard on who the true King of Kings and Lord of Lords is. Y'all been bamboozled. Okay? And yes, our own people have their hand in the cookie jar. Okay? And then you got Michael. Not the Holy Ghost, the Messiah. We broke this down. You can find it in the Bible. You can find it in very many other books. That Michael is none other than the true Messiah. The Russians know. They got a painting of him. Is that Matthias? So let me continue. 71. Nevertheless, in the celestial glories, there is no authority given to two, because those who are celestial need not that any have authority over them, for they are like unto the Father in all things. So what you got going on here What does this precept mean right here? Being here is being a son. Being in this simulation, being in this matrix is being a son. When you grow up and become a father, that's the afterlife. Matthias, can I do my lesson, sir? What?
You're acting like your brother. Knock it off. Throwing himself down on the floor.
Never fails.
He doesn't want to come.
Okay. It says, nevertheless, in the celestial glories, there is no authority given to two, because those who are celestial need not that any have authority over them, for they are like unto the Father in all things. So, who made this transition happen? Who made this possible? Like I said, to everybody that have a difficulty understanding where I stand on, where I come from, give all the accolades, attributes, credit, etc., that you give Jesus Christ, give it to Joseph. And you're going to see whether you hear from me and understand it right now in this lesson, most high willing, or everybody's going to find out. Okay? It's going to be no debate. It's too plain. I'm just here to testify of his name. This will be the first key of becoming like unto the Father in all things, because he's the one who graduated and became the Father. For if you've seen the Son, then you have seen the Father. That's why that is said. It says, but in the other two kingdoms, it is necessary that two in authority be assigned by the Father to oversee those glories. Therefore, without the celestial glories, there remaineth 6 glories, which need the authority of two who have been given that commission by the Father. So you're not going to be rumping with me. You're going to be rumping with the Father. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. Ask questions. Ask a couple questions. I even set it out there on a book. I set it out there on the book and tried to see who can catch it. With these questions on who is the Son of Man and who is the God of Jacob. And so we're about to get down. Okay. So I'll follow along. I don't know if y'all can see those precepts well. Numbers 23 and Numbers 23, verse 23. Numbers 23, verse 23. And I believe I'm going to start up at 20. Behold, so we're on Numbers 23 and 20 is where I'm starting. Behold, I have received commandment to bless, and he hath blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He had not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither had he seen perverseness in Israel. The Lord is God. Okay. The Lord, his God, is with him. And the shout of a king is among them. Okay. God brought them out of Egypt. He had, as it were, the strength of a unicorn. And of course, when they say unicorn, they're making reference to a rhino. We go to Job 39 and 10 for the precept. Job 39 and 10 for the precept, and it reads, Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow? Or will he hurl the valleys after thee? See? And let's go up. Right? It reads, will the unicorn be willing to serve thee or abide by thy crib? Canst thou bind the unicorn with his bands in the furrow? Or will he hurl the valleys after thee? Wilt thou trust him because his strength is great? Or wilt thou leave thy labor to him? Wilt thou believe him that he will bring home thy seed and gather it into thy barn? Givest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich? Okay. What is that saying? What is that saying, man? If you look, you can search this stuff on the tool. Okay? You can search this stuff on the tool. Hey, Shalom, mama. You can search this stuff on Google. All you gotta do is type it in. I did it. And Joseph is in unison of similitude of the unicorn. the unicorn. Okay? That's what he's in. I mean, similitude of. So, I'm shitting on that, Mom. Yeah, I'm shitting on this day for the genocide of my people. Yeah, I had to take a dump on this day. Yeah. It's only right. It's only right. This day is an abomination in the Most High's eyes. It was built off bloodshed. It was built off bloodshed. I got a shit on it. I know everybody want to celebrate it, and I hey, look, I'm not against nobody. They believes I'm just standing on 10 toes, and I'm standing on the right side. I'm standing on the right side. So you got Joseph in the similitude of the unicorn. That's like his flag of representation. One of many. One of many. Okay? So we know who that is speaking of. Let's go. Matter of fact, let me precept real quick. So y'all can know. And when what I read in the sealed portion, saying the two that is assigned, the two that is assigned, that's placed in authority by the Father. Okay? I already gave you the name, Jehovah and Michael, right? Right. Jacob and Joseph. Jacob and Joseph. The house of Jacob and the house of Joseph. Joseph is in similitude of Israel. He came down and brought that house. Okay? This is what it means by he added. Oh, you see the board? You see the board? Scotty, see the board? Yeah, he said the board is clean. So, two houses. He came and he added. That's what his name means. Joseph. Yosef. Okay? Means to add. So he came and brought down the Father's house, being the only begotten Son of the Father. Okay? Now, let's get to. Oh, yeah. Let me finish. 23. Now we're on 23. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob, neither is there any divination against Israel. According to this time, it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what had God wrought? Okay. Now let's go to Psalms. I'm not tickling him or nothing. He's just laughing on his own, guys. You hear this guy, boo? And he came up here to climb. You gonna get kicked out the class, man. What do I do with this guy? 31. And what I want? And 19. 31 and 19. Matthias, what is so funny? Yeah, 31:19. So 31 and 19 reads, this is the precept to 23, verse 23 in Numbers. Oh, how great is thy goodness which thou hast laid up from them that fear thee, which thou hast wrought for them that trust in thee before sons of man, before the sons of man. Okay. Next precept, Isaiah 64, verse 64. Isaiah 64, verse 64. As you can see, these doings happened way before the time that they gave us and told them that they happened. Right? Everything has been done. We've been on spare time. 64 and 64. For since the beginning, see? This is the precept. This is why you follow precept that the Most High Power told you to do. And let wisdom guide you. Okay? For that understanding. So you got 64 and 4. You gonna let me do this, man? Huh? For since the beginning of the world, man have not heard. Hold on. Lay it down, sir. You gotta lay it down. Hold on, give me those two. Oh boy. himself on the floor. Alright. Come on. Nah, come on. Nah. Yeah, it's that time. Come on. Nah, come on. Come on. Yeah. Nothing funny, sir. Being horrible right now. Okay. Sorry for the commercial break. Let's see. So, in Isaiah 64, verse 4, like I was reading, I'm going to bring it up out of here just because. Isaiah 64, verse 4. Shh. I'm on the live. Hush. 64, verse 4. This reads, For ages past, no one has heard, no ear has perceived, no eye has seen any God besides you, who works for those who wait for him. You meet those who gladly do right, those who remember you in your ways. But you were angry and we sinned. Because you hid yourself, we transgressed. We have all become like one who is unclean, and all our righteous deeds are like a filthy cloth. We all fade like a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, take us away. There is no one who calls on your name. Why would it say there is no one who calls on your name? It's because we can't say his name. Is that what you believe that is meaning? Because we can't say his name. Or is there another deity that we placed in front? Is there someone there that have, the identity theft? there's been a great identity theft that has taken place. And because the father identity has been taken, so have his children. So have his children. So when I say to you that Joseph is the true King of Kings and Lord of Lords because he came down here and he actually performed in the flesh the acts of a true king by serving the entire world with the word of power, with the word of the Father himself. That's how he governed Egypt. And just, it's nothing new under the sun. So when you hear govern Egypt, it's not just talking about Egypt, it's talking of the world. The world, Craig. The world. Okay, he governed the entire world. How? By being that one that was sent by the Father. Now you ask, well, where did Jacob come in at? Where did Jacob fare? Well, all the acts that you read in the Bible are the actual acts of the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Because the Father made him work. You know how a father, like I just heard this about Shaq, right? Shaq told his kids, I'm not giving you not a damn thing. I ain't giving you a penny. You got to work for that. So like how Shaq did with his sons, his children, guess what the Father did to his son? You got to work for everything that you are about to get. And he's been at work ever since. He's already won, though. He's already won. It's already over. He already did what he needed to do in order to achieve. He did it. Okay, it's only a matter of time before the world sees it. But this is how one became the Father. If you have seen the Son, then you have seen the Father. So, now we know the accolades of Joseph. So, who created Michael? Adam. Jacob. Israel. Who created Adam? I want to say, who created Michael? Adam. Jacob. Israel. Four. Huh? Isn't that funny? Four. See them four titles? Those are just titles. And through those, that's where you get the Messiah. You see? Israel, my firstborn. Speaking of his works. Speaking of his works, the works of his hand. The power that was dubbed to the Son to be in similitude of the Father. So what you got going on here is the Son paying tribute to the Father. By what? By walking in his shoes. In similitude of the Father. That's how you pay tribute to the Father. Okay? And he's so humble. He's so humble, right? Like his Father is. So merciful. You know what? Let me get it. You know, I want to hit you with the precepts. I don't want to sound too much like like one of them pastors. So let me go to John chapter 1 for you. Okay? And through the works of who we know as Jesus, which really wasn't his name. Okay? We all know this. We ain't going off the names. We know the Messiah now, right? The one who's the Son. To which one of the angels did I call my son? Okay? So let me start. John chapter 1. I'm going to start verse 1 and go on down. Okay? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. See, what it's saying is how the Son became the Father, because the Father hath left all authority into his hands to do like unto him. That's what this is saying. Okay? No more religious foolery, all right, and confusion. All things came into being through him, you see? Through him. This only happened, okay? This only happened when Joseph was on the scene. He added. This is his name. Joseph means to add. This is speaking of Joseph. Okay? All things came into being through him. And without him, not one thing can come into being. Not one thing can come into being. What has come into being in him was life. And the life was the light of all people. All people. Just the house of Israel. All people. All people. He governed the world. He taught the world the Torah. The Gentiles rejected the Torah. Israel did not. That's what made Israel. But Israel ended up fumbling the bag. Okay? Therefore, we in the same damn shoes as the Gentiles, as the heathens. You see? So, when it says, in the life was the light of all people, the light shines in the darkness. And the darkness did not overcome it. Like when his brothers, according to Joseph in Egypt, threw him down the well, and that's where he died, but resurrected. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to testify to the light, so that all might believe through him. He himself was not the light, but he came to testify to the light, the true light, which enlightens everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, all right? And the world came into being through him, yet the world did not know him. What is the world? Now, I give credit to where credit is due. This right here I learned from the camps. So if the camps can take what they already know into understanding to higher edification with these precepts, they won't have no argument. They will only agree. You see, because when it said he came into the world, he even dropped them a hint of who he was. And what happened once he dropped that hint to the world? What happened? What did they do? Was they happy? Were they joyful, cheerful? Did they support him? Or did jealous and envy rage within them? And you know the rest of the story. Then you wonder why it still plays out to this very day. The number one disease in the so-called Black community is just highlighted there. It's honestly, it's the entire world, but it's just highlighted. It's more concentrated in the so-called Black community, Hebrew, Israelite, if you may, community. Envy and rage, envy and hate, envy and hate. That was the whole purpose of young Dolph. And what happened with that situation, the Most High is trying to show you who he is. We're just playing his story. His story. We're just living it. And until we figure out how to live it right, like he did, Deuce. Really? Shh. So, what you got going on here? Identification theft. What happened to the Father happened to the Son. As you can see in this Bible that I'm reading from, do it say Joseph? Do it tell you that? Or is there another deity that is placed here? For it says, he was in the world, and the world came into being through him. Yet the world did not know him. He came to what was his own, and his own people did not accept him. But to all who received him, who believed in his name, he gave power to become children of the Father. Now I'm going to say God. This is the reason why they did such things like Jesus and God and Lord. Identity theft, y'all. So yes, in a derogatory way, the names do matter because there are spells and confusion that comes tagging along with the names. You understand? You see that? Who is the Son of Man? What y'all gonna say? Jesus. Exactly. Now, what did I say? What did I say? Who's the first man? Who's the first man? Always say Adam. If you're not elevated to this point to understanding who Adam is and the role that he plays throughout time, then you will be lost in this segment. Adam is none other than Michael, thanks to the sealed portion for revealing that. He's none other than Michael. Who is Israel? Okay? So, who is the Son of Man? Let's go to Exodus. And I'm going to stay in this Bible. Let's go to Exodus. Chapter 3. Let's go to Exodus chapter 3. And verse 6. Right? Exodus chapter 3. He said further, I am the God of your father, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Those are all men. So like I said, once again, the titles are meant and put in place to throw you all the way to Pluto. So you can never see but what they miscalculated was the Father's word that he put in his children. Okay? So it's no time, it's no debate. If any fool clown want to debate, you're not understanding or understanding scripture. He already spoke of this. He spoke of this. My doctrine shall stand. My doctrine shall come out of the mouth of babes. Men are in similitude of old. Son, when you think of son, you're thinking of a baby, a child. So how do you think power came? He came as the son. Let's go to it. Back into Numbers. Now you're going to see how it's in the Bible. We was just misinformed. And that, that's okay, because all this is a testimony to the Father, to the Son, who became the Father. So you go to Numbers. I think I 124. Yeah. So I think that's what I want. I think. Ah. $15. So he uttered, Numbers 24, verse 15. So he uttered his oracle, saying, the oracle of Baalim, son of Beor. I know I probably said that name wrong, but the oracle of the man whose eyes clear, the oracle of one who hears the words of God and knows the knowledge of the Most High, who sees the vision of the Almighty, who falls down, but with his eyes uncovered. I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. Okay. Shalom, beloved brother. I even see you in there. Shalom, brother Philip, in the crib. So a star shall come out of Jacob. Funny how I read in the Legend of the Jews. Once again, please go cop that book, people, for your righteousness, for your salvation. Please go cop that book for understanding purposes. Okay? For what scripture means when a star shall come out of Jacob. Who is the Son of Man? Now we're dropping into who is, like I said, these two right here will intermingle with each other and become the same question. Who is the Son of Man? Who is the God of Jacob? A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. So, like I was mentioning, in the Legend of the Jews, okay, in the Legend of the Jews, you have Joseph conversating with his brother. Hold on. Deuce, you good?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Slocky. Okay. 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 Um. Right. Numbers. Let me go back. The numbers. Okay. So what I was saying is, when you see in Numbers 24 and verse 17, where it reads, I see him, but not now. I behold him, but not near. A star shall come out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rise out of Israel. It shall crush the borderlands of Moab in the territory of all the Shittites. Edom will become a possession, Seir a possession of its enemies. Okay? So, two books in the Legend of the Jews reverence and precepts with these scriptures that I just read. Okay? And it's all surrounding the true King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So, Joseph tells the house of Jacob, which is his brethren, that don't trip. When he was trying to tell them in Genesis 45, it wasn't your will. It wasn't you that did this. It was the will of the Father. So he was talking on a whole nother level above their head. So they wasn't comprehending what he was saying. Something like today. You know? So when he was saying to them, it wasn't your will, it was the will of the Father. I was here to preserve life. Right? I was placed here to preserve life. That's what I came here to do. It was the will of the Father. And everything that came with it, the good, the bad, and the ugly, which all y'all Negroes performed on me. It was all for the will of the Most High. Okay? And they took out of the Bible, we already know this. So what's in there in the Legend of the Jews is more the conversation in detail of what he said to the brother. He says, if 10 stars couldn't do anything to one star, how much more can one star do to 10 stars? He went along also to say, to follow up with that, I am the head. You are the trunk. What good is the head without the trunk? So in this sequence, it's clear to see why he was chosen to be the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. You see? And then the first volume of the Legend of the Jews, the creation, from the creation of Jacob, Jacob exclaims, praising the Most High, I've been waiting on Joseph to come. That star that came up out of Jacob. I've been waiting on him to come. Obviously, there's already been an understanding of Jacob knowing the promise of the Father. For him to say, I've been waiting on Joseph to come to subdue Edom and his legions. You see, that's how Jacob's world is going to begin. Okay? It's going to begin by the subdue on the behalf of the sons of Joseph. It's going to be on the behalf of them. They are the ones that are going to subdue the house of Esau and his legions. And Jacob knew this. Now it's time for you to know, all of us to know. And so on. Yep. Just as there is no left without the right, no front without the back, no light without the darkness, and so on. Yep. He said the book, the wars of the Lord, the book of the wars of the Lord, book of wars against Jehovah. From within its pages. Brother, and if you get a chance, Philip, get your hands on Joseph in Egypt. And you won't get it off PDF. That's how they know what this book really is. It looks like this. All right. My beloved brother and Scotty gave this to me. Okay, he bought it for me. Okay, it's volume 1 and volume 2. I think he told me it's 4 volumes. He said he still got more to send me on the way. So yeah, I got to get to work on them. So I'm reading them right now, and trust me, that's coming. This is coming. This right here is undeniable. It's undeniable who he is and who the true king is. When you hear Isaiah chapter 9, verse 15, the ancient and the honorable, he's the head. It's once again in reverence to what I just brought out. That's in the legend of the Jews. So this proof in the testament of how in the works that has been done by the wicked is now just being thrown out. There's no hiding anymore. There's nowhere for them to hide. Everything is at expose. Everything. And it's whether our people choose to see it or disregard it. And you got to be careful of what you're disregarding. Joseph in Egypt. And I think it's 4 volumes. My brother Scotty, he gave me 2. So this is volume 1. This is volume 1. And you tell I'm already in it. This is volume 1. And it's undeniable. Start off right from the gate. And it tells you how Joseph was really talking. Undeniable. He's the son of the Most High. It's undeniable. And it precepts with the story of Joseph and Asenath. How Asenath was praying to the Most High, and she said to the Most High, I thought he was just the son of Jacob. See? I thought he was just the son of man. There it goes. Who is the son of man? See? Got it? Well, free to borrow. Yeah. Who's the son of man? And similar to, it runs into the other question, who is the God of Jacob? Okay. So he was waiting on the promise And this is how these two play out. This is how they do. This is how they work. What you heard, I brung out in the seal portion, chapter 63, speaking on them heavenly. So I titled this the celestial work, because this is the work of Joseph and then his creation, being the Messiah. Michael the Messiah. Michael the one who stands up for the people. Michael is who? Well, Michael is he's the leading. He leads the nations. He leads the army of the saints, of the angels in the heavens. So Jacob led the nations down here in similitude. As Jacob just represents the flesh of Michael. You see? So this is how they've been doing. This is how they've been working in similitude like this. So now we got Exodus 4 and 5. We got Exodus 4 and 5. And this is what it reads. So that they may believe that the Lord, the God of their ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, has appeared to you. The promise that he made the brethren, because they are the forefathers of the world. You get it? So it started it. The scenery, it started it with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and him being the sons of them, working through them. And then, bam, Jacob comes. And through Jacob, being Michael, being Adam, in comes the promise. That's why it reads in 24, Numbers 24 and 17, and a star came out of Jacob, and a scepter shall rule or shall rise out of Israel. That can go both ways, because you hear about the scepter of Moshe, or you talking to Joshua. Either way, it kind of goes right into Joshua, because Joshua, right, is the successor of Moshe. He surpassed him on all levels, but yet Joshua do not get spoken of like Moshe. Why is that? Why is that? These are the small things that we don't consider. We don't think of these questions. We don't ask of these small but major questions, because they would do away with folly. They would do away with confusion. And the light will show you the dirt that they piled over the rightful scriptures in the Bible. It will become evident. Yeah. And that's the one I'm waiting on. My brother said that's the one he want to send me, Joseph and his brothers. Yeah. The world. Joseph and his brothers is the house of Jacob. Is the house of Jacob. So when we hear the story of Jesus Christ and how he came after he died and he came back to his people, he came back to Israel, right? That's Joseph. That's Exodus. He came back and fought for them. He fought. He lives. He resurrected. That's Joseph, y'all. Four and five reads, right, I already read that. Right. So when he said has appeared to you, we didn't appear to them. This is something that we were supposed to keep generational, from generation to generation, telling your kids. This is what you're supposed to tell your kids. This is what we're supposed to tell our children. You think it's a coincidence or by chance that I'm speaking like this right now? You think this is me that's speaking? You think this is me that's telling you this right now? I, Nehemiah Williams, know nothing. I know nothing. I'm the average guy. I don't know why he chose to drop this on me. But this is the journey. This is what it is. Am I just a piece of his promise? We shall see. But I know one thing is true. I know this is the doctrine of the Most High Power. Because it fits the bill. You see, the doctrine that we all have been accustomed to know and taught by men is the doctrine of King David. He coming out of King David, right? And Judah is, the whole shebang. Now, am I saying that is not true? No. That happened. But this goes into a whole nother ball game for me to break this down. Whole nother lesson. Most people don't know what's the sure mercies of David. What did he mean by the sure mercies of David? Think of the Most High as the cleanup man. Michael, the Messiah, came to clean the house of Judah. He came to do that, like his father did. So let me go. Let's go to Genesis 42 and 6. Now Joseph was governor. No. That's 46 and 2. I could have burned that out with 2 though. 46 and 2. God spoke to Israel in a vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here am I. Then said, I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make of you a great nation there. I myself will go down with you to Egypt. I myself will go down with you to Egypt. He led the way. He led by example, y'all. Who is the one to do it? Joseph. Just confirmed on Amazon? Nice. Nice. Okay. Yep. It's gonna get down to the nitty-gritty in there, man. It reads like Yoda. It's a hard read. They got a lot of D and Dow and Dart, art. Those, this and that, like, man. And then it talks backwards like Yoda. So, but you'll read it. You'll get the do out of it. You'll get the do out of it. No doubt. No doubt about that. Let me read that one more time. Just one more time. Right? God spoke to Israel in a vision of the night and said, Jacob, Jacob. And he said, here I am. Then he said, I am God, the God of your father. Do not be afraid to go down to Egypt, for I will make of you a great nation there. I myself will go down with you to Egypt, and I will also bring you again, and Joseph's own hand shall close your eyes. He just gave away his identity right there, if y'all can't. And Joseph's own hand will close your eyes. And my own hands shall close your eyes. That's basically what he said to him. And my own hands shall close your eyes. I gotta see this in real time. So, who's the son of man? Joseph. Who's the God of Jacob? Joseph. Who's the son of man? Joseph. Who's the God of Jacob? Joseph. You see that? See how they ran together? And these precepts. Through thy precepts I get understanding. Therefore, I hate every false way. And speaking of his acts, y'all, not what man thinking, theories, and give it to me. I'm always ready for the do. I'm in the zone. They even have an original 1938 first edition set. Whoa, I gotta ask bro if he got that joint. I wonder if this is 19. Now you gonna make me look in this. Now you about to make me look. Is this 1938? Yeah, I got it. This is 1938. Yeah. 1938, right there. Bam, 1938. You see that? This what it is, family. I got it. Yeah. Big print too. I need that with my non-seeing self. All spoke and motion was and is and ever shall be, and being positive was called he and him. The all motion was his speech. He said, I am, and he comprehended all things, the seen and the unseen, nor is there anything in all the universe that is not part of him. He said, I am the soul of all man, and all that is seen is part of my person and my body. That's why he said in the very first chapter to the Ishmaelites and the Midianites, this one particular character that was giving him shit named Kedema, he was telling him, I am the navel of the world. I am the center. What is the navel? Right here. I am the center of the world. That's what he was telling the Gentiles, the other nations. Uniting them. Uniting. What he did when he was governing Egypt. Uniting. Because all spirits belongs to who? His daddy. All spirits belong to the Father. For you ignorant Hebrews out there, all spirits belong to the Father. The mission is to save the world. The world, Craig. Save the world through the world. You see how perplexed the Most High can be? Save the world through the world. That's how he formed it. That's how he cooked it up. The world being the 12. That's why he says the 12 should judge the world. You get it? The world should judge the world. By virtue of my presence, all things are. By virtue of my presence, life is. By virtue of my presence, the living are brought forth into life. I am the quickener, the mover, the creator, the destroyer. I am the first. I am the last. Come on, man. Come on, man. I am two apparent entitled, two apparent entities. Nevertheless, I am only one. These entitled entities, I keep saying these entities are the unseen, which is potent, and the seen, which is of itself impotent, and called copper or corpor. Corporate, short for corporate. There it is. Case wide open. Flood. The flood is out. And I was telling y'all at the beginning of this joint, before I really started to tumble down this road, that this is the year of Joseph. Thanks to my beloved brother and Jonathan Carter, this is the year of Joseph. Of course, they tried to give us the Joseph from the New Testament, which they still tried to. You can't hide them, because all them dummies did was reveal his character, which is the Father. You see? Look, it's right there in your face. Joseph in the Old Testament is the Son. And then Joseph in the New Testament is the Father. Get it? It was right in front of our faces the whole time, y'all. He is, if you have seen the Son, you have seen the Father. Acts. Now we on Acts. Let's go to Acts. See what they got to say. Oh, they ain't going to like this. They're going to be mad. But we don't care. We don't care. We don't deal with emotions. Let's go. Acts. Let's go. We got Acts 7 and 46. And it reads, who found favor with power and asked that he might find a dwelling place for the house of Jacob. Asked the Father who found favor with God, saying David found favor with God. No, it was on behalf of Michael. It was on behalf of Jacob, the promise of Jacob. It was the mercies, the sure mercies of David. Not he favored David. Mercies of David. He did it on the behalf of Jacob. On the behalf of Michael, who was the Messiah to come and clean the house. Who they give the deity of Jesus Christ the credit to. You see? So this is the monkeyness that's going to end. The fraudulent tongue. The fraudulent tongue will be cut off by the power of the Almighty. Period. So 32 is the next one. 32. Oh, hold on. Let me go. Wait. So when I go to 45 says this. Let me start at 44. 7 and 44 in the book of Acts. Our ancestors had the tent of testimony. The tent of testimony. He ordained the testimony in Joseph. He ordained the testimony in Joseph. The ark, right? The ark So it says, our ancestors had the tent of testimony in the wilderness, as God directed when he spoke to Moshe, ordering him to make it according to the pattern he had seen. Our ancestors in turn brought it in with Joshua when they disposed the nations that God drove out for our ancestors. And it was there until the time of David. Then goes on to say, who found favor with God and asked that he might find a dwelling place for the house of Jacob. And what did the Most High say? You see, so who is responsible? Huh? Who is responsible for all of these churches, tents, buildings? Who's responsible? That ain't what the Most High wanted. You can't give him a temple. You can't build a temple for him unless you can create man. You can't do that. That's like when Peter said, "Oh, let me make you guys a statue for you, Jesus, and a statue for Elijah, and a statue for Moses." No, that's what you don't do. Deuce, what's going on, man? So, this is what you got going on here. It's the same thing. Howbeit, the Most High dwelleth not in the temples made with hands, as said the prophet. Come on, man. Are we going to continue to play favorism and do what power told us not to do? Because y'all still want to follow man. I see the problem. Y'all hold real tight to the words of man and not to the words of power. Stop it. Y'all give David more accolades and credit than Joseph, than Joshua. Why is that? Huh? Them days is at an end, my friend. Is at an end. Acts 17:24. God that made the world and all things therein, seeing that he is Lord of heaven and earth, dwelleth not in temples made with hands. You can't duplicate what he did. You can't. Because he was the only one ordained by the Father to do so. And he's strong by in thy heart. Why evil wishes to sit on the throne in your heart and deliver you to hell. So I wanted 32, right? 7 and 32 reads, I am the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, Moshe began to tremble and did not dare to look. Then the Lord said to him, take off the sandals from your feet, for the place where you are standing is holy ground. Now, what I like about this is you can see, like I said, the titles, once again, is meant to throw your ass all the way to Pluto and hope you never find your way back home. I am the God, and then the Lord. So you got, once again, going back to the sealed portion, chapter 63, speaking of the two that he left in charge. These are the two that came down to deliver the message to Moshe. That Lord that came to Moshe was none other than Michael. That's who it was. None other than Michael. 1 Corinthians 3:16. Do you not know that you are a temple of God and that Spirit of God dwells in you? He lives in you. Put it in cartoons just to mock. But power says to them that does that did that, your mocking will be your doom. Your laughing will be your death. You're going to laugh until you die. Because the ones that you think are not getting it, they see me as clear as day. And we do. See, they're going to get caught up by their symbolism. And it was already the universal laws that they had to tell truth in all of their folly. That's universal law. Nobody is above or can go around universal law. And when you do, you get exterminated like roaches. You're a virus. You're a cancer. You're a disease. And you got to get taken out. You got to get taken out of the program. So that's what's being right now and coming into fruition. Okay? That's what's coming into fruition. As we speak, that's the Most High is at work. So I hope y'all having fun with your turkeys. I hope you're having fun. It ain't gonna last too much longer. I'll tell you that right now. It ain't lasting too much longer. Second Timothy, or 1 Corinthians 6:19. Or do you not know that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have from God, and that you are not your own? Like I said, you think this is me speaking? No. This is, my friend, my Father, who is knowledge, and my mother, who is wisdom. That's who speaks. That's who speaks. I have no knowledge of this. for it was taken away. Second Timothy chapter 1, verse 14. Guard through the Holy Spirit, who dwells in us, the treasure which has been entrusted to you. This is why I will forever sing his praises and speak of his accolades in all his righteous deeds that he has done for the sake of the world. The world, Craig. The world. There's no getting bigger than him. He is it. He is that. The flesh make the spirit forget. That's why it's your number one enemy. What I'm looking at right now is my number one enemy. This right here. So-called black people who says and knows that they are Hebrew Israelites, stop hanging on to your skin color. You sound like an idiot and you're going against the word of the Most High power. He don't like what you got on. He don't like flesh. It's death to him. You understand? Stop being so big upon, oh, I'm this color. That means diddly squat to the Most High power. Diddly squat. Don't mean a damn thing. What means something to him? This is death. What means something to him? Life. What's inside of death? I will praise you through death. Through death, I shall praise you. I shall speak of your name. So, last one, 3. Who and what is the twin flames? Who and what is the twin flames? Oh, damn, my wife using her phone. Let me go in here real quick. Sorry, y'all. I'll be right back. Gotta go on Google real quick. So right here it says, defines a twin flame as two people who have a deep soul connection. They seem to mirror one another, have shared similar life paths, similar life paths, history, and sometimes trauma. Okay, so what is the relation of Jacob and Joseph? Like father, like son. So as when Joseph came on the scene through Jacob, he lived in similitude of his father. So bam, we go to the realm, to the spiritual realm, to the celestial realm, where the roles are reversed. When in reality, it's Joseph, that's the father, and it's Jacob the son. Michael, Israel, his firstborn. Okay? This is what's going on here. So, you got them with this connection. They got the same path, like I said. So what you're hearing in the New Testament about Jesus is what Joseph been through, is what he already did. So who will walk in his path, in his shoes, and go through the same thing for his people, like the Father did, like the Son did? The Son who became the Father. I'm trying to tell y'all this how the Godhead works. Okay? So, in the New Testament, yeah, the deity that they called Jesus Christ was the Messiah, Michael, who did lay his life down for the people, for the world. I testified of your name